Hey there guys, welcome back to another series. This time it's Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. You know, I watched one of these videos on to get familiar with the game, and it was 2 hours long, so it's one of those kind of games this time. But I really did want to play this game about, a year or two ago when it first came out, but you know how it is, you kind of have to give it time to get all the patches out, everything, and this time there's actually a couple DLC, and I'm actually, I went ahead and I just bought all of them because in the first 30 minutes of this game, I knew it was exactly the kind of game I want to play. And I did kind of theory craft a little bit of a build that I wanted to try. And for sure, yes, I'm going Grimdark mode. This is pretty much an Iron Man mode for this game. I've played about 30 minutes, so this could be a mistake. I guess we'll see. But, I like living with the consequences of all the actions that I take in these kind of games. So we'll just go for it. See what happens. And of course, it's not recommended, but who cares? I'm gonna do a custom character for sure. I mean, there are 3 different pre-mades you could try out, but why would I do that? Why would I play with someone else's character when I can make my own? Of course, I'll probably skip this part just to speed things up because I do kind of want to customize my character a little bit. And you know what? Let's go ahead and skip to that part. Alright, that only took like 30 minutes. So I ended up going with a Fortress World Arbitrator, a Vigilant, Illustrious Glory, Grim Portents Officer. With the Firestorm class Arcanum. Okay.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Truly an awe-inspiring sight.
That is the purpose of all temples to the God Emperor, to inspire awe and reverence. For it is the duty of his servants to persevere in their tireless service until they are presented with a chance to give their very life for the master of humanity. Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voitvir, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencias, at your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Marshal Konstantinos von Addelgard.
My regards, Marshal.
It's hard to say.
The Adeptus Arbites are famous for their unbending will and keen instinct for uncovering hidden webs of conspiracy and scheming. This is admittedly a priceless skill for someone destined for a path as special as yours. I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with Her Ladyship. Bear it with honor.
You say I'm one of the Rogue Trader's heirs, so is there another candidate?
There is. And you will meet him soon enough.
I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let us address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Ethelthrat von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Honestly, like, just the detail of this, I have no idea how Henry Cavill is going to make this live action for the Amazon series. Honestly, if he's able to do it, it's going to be insane, because Amazon's giving him like a $1 billion budget for the show.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
Yeah, I don't know how he's going to make like 7-foot tall Space Marines in real life, but if he does, like, obviously he could do like practical effects and like forced perspective and stuff like that, but honestly, I'm curious how it's going to look. I imagine it's going to be 90% CGI. There's no way that he could do like live action, you know?
One of the von Valencius trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening?
Uh-oh. As usual. See, this is why you don't fucking put Neuralink in your head. Oh hell. Let's see if hard Iron Man mode was a mistake.
My soul is ablaze with righteous fury.
Uh-oh. I've literally never played, so bear with me, please. It's the first time playing. Okay. No. I mean, it doesn't even matter. There's no cover. It's one guy, so... Of course.
I cannot comply.
Yeah, you're the officer. Go ahead and do something. I guess you are too, but... Yeah, obviously to do his M9 training. Oh god. Go ahead. Okay, so the officer forces an ally to fully push themselves, increasing their characteristics by 13 for 1 round. Doing good. Oh god. It's coming towards me. Everyone to keep commanding dies. Yeah. I'm gonna for sure provoke an AO. Help me! Help me!
Rejoice, your defiance is futile.
Okay.
To the heretics.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan. I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
Well, if I had to guess, the Master of Whispers is behind this. Never trust your spy master to do anything.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
I knew there was a way to get the camera to follow. Wait, what? Okay, never mind.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
Your first impression of Edelthrad, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of parchment-like skin stretched over a tightly bundled mess of sinew, implants, and bone. The nervously twitching fingers, the face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. In stark contrast to Edelthrad, Theodora von Valencias features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high in proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Edelthrad. Next to the two of them, you see two more men. One is a gray-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the contents of the data slate. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manners of weaponry.
Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer. Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
There are ways to confirm whether what is happening on Ion 4 is witchcraft or not. It might cost several psychers to do so, but it'll give us the answer.
Thorough, but presumptuous. It took me a great deal to find one psyker who could serve me well for many years. Yet you speak of several.
Sanctioned psychers are rare and valuable instruments of the Golden Throne. Or do you suggest that we use heretics, who are an offense to the God Emperor's light? It would be rather careless of you to utter such profanity in the presence of his faithful servants.
We're both servants of the God Emperor and Lady Theodora. Does it become anyone of our status to engage in such petty feuds?
Even among his flock, not all are of a piece. I suggest you familiarize yourself with that fact before you are sorely...
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officers' deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
So, why are you here?
Was it not you who sent for me?
You have ceded the opening that was offered to you in a woeful display of meekness.
That's true. I should have said something else.
Admittedly, this tendency is equally strong in all who toil in the Emperor's service. Immutable hierarchy, absolute obedience, lickspittlery, compulsion to please. I value none of these things. From the moment my envoys came for you, the terms of your existence changed. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity, and my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon. Resources, people, riches, and mysteries is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
I am ready to take on this sacred purpose.
Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump, and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
Did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers is related to you?
His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valancius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voitvir's performance in his current role is satisfactory. Or it used to be, at least.
Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now?
I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew.
Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all.
Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff.
Now enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is ancient. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live.
I have no more questions.
In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
Oh god.
Don't touch me!
Follow my lead. One fewer time.
Nice.
Follow my lead.
Very nice.
Chaos guides me. Death to the weak.
What? You're gonna shoot at me? Well, I have a freaking pistol, so unfortunately I have to take kind of the greatest cover.
Let this be the warning to all who oppose us.
It's too fun.
I can't allow myself to do this.
Serve the ruined powers!
Such is the will of chaos!
I am super new to this game, by the way, so if I'm doing things that don't make sense, that's my why.
My ears are ringing. Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Very nice. Yeah, Llard's already a badass. Look at him.
My faith strengthens me.
How did he dodge that?
Crush the feeble!
I will not be deterred.
Lord, no.
I took care of this one. Reduced to dust. Stay vigilant.
Very nice
For
flank.
the glory of the Imperium.
Okay, let me get into a little bit better of cover. Hopefully get a
The
proper flank on
Emperor
this guy.
commands.
Nice. Okay. Those harm always late as usual.
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel. Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
Oop. There we go.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
Hopefully I'm going the right way.
Thank Providence you are alive and well.
Always on time, eh, Coonrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up.
Exactly.
Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
Mort, hold yourself together.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Vox Master is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Geller field failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only Voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
We must provide immediate assistance to those in the middle decks. Perhaps we could, perhaps then we can stop this wave from spreading.
First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once. Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's psyker powers.
Then it's settled. Find Edelthrad and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand?
I hear and obey, Lord Captain.
Then move out! Mort, come.
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
I shall make do. Lead the way.
Of course you will. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But that is no longer relevant.
Exactly. Something hits you hard with a sharp crackle, and you're consumed by an unbearable, gut-wrenching pain.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warrant Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Ah, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
What is the meaning of this?
You must have hit your head harder than I thought. No matter. Very little is required of you. Just your blood, which you can either share of your own volition, or I will spill it for you. We are in the anteroom of the Warren Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred warrant of trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates to the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
Why are you doing this?
Why? Because I am following an order. What is happening on this ship right now has been in the making for a very long time. All that remains is to obtain what my master sent me for. The warrant of trade.
I have no intentions of helping you.
I am afraid that you have no choice in the matter. Try to resist, and I will demonstrate the power that the warp holds over mortals. Come to think of it, I might even take some pleasure in doing so.
To the void with you. The blade flashes in the dim light and a drop of blood appears upon your palm. For a brief moment you feel nauseous and your head is spinning, and then quiet whispers begin to flood your mind. The voices in your head giggle and mock your desperate outcry. You feel the intruding influence forcing you onto your feet and making you take a step forward to the gates in front of you. In the gateway arch, you see a cogitator with a human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automation created from a lobotomized human being. The Sentinel turns its head to you. One of its eye socket lights up with two ember-like irises. Examine the device. Carefully inspect the design of the gate cogitator. What immediately catches your eye is the strange alloy that was used as material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this is some kind of archaeotech relic. The servitor on the gate begins to move. With the screeching and groaning of metal, it leans forward, closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with the sharp, metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen to the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on the green background. A whisper runs through your consciousness, insisting, demanding sacrifice. The voice that filled your head after Voitivir wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, their source coiled itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. Look for anything that could be used as a weapon. You look around in hopes of finding something that could work as a weapon. Your search is in vain. The chamber anteroom is completely empty and in perfect working condition. Nary a broken panel or protruding piece of rebar in sight. The servitor looks noticeably different from the ones that you are used to. Its skin covering it stitched together with copper thread, and it has metal hinges in place of standard joints. It seems that the creators of the Sentinel did everything to ensure that the service life of this unit would remain much longer than the ordinary automations. Place your hand in the knot. The Sentinel's jaw clamps around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming of the servo motors start up and the pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator flickers. Several long minutes pass, and the Sentinel's jaws remain closed, and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you lean against the gate, you could catch your breath. Maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this is ever.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
Yes, I do require assistance. Pain shoots through your head and subsides just as quickly. It would seem the entity coiled into your consciousness does not have the ability to do any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Got him.
There is still another way.
Is there?
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Let it be known that by my will and by the true words of this document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the warrant of trade that bestow upon them and their dynasty to be the paragon of humanity, unbroken by adversity, to walk bravely first into the darkness, to unite and reclaim what was lost, to triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, to walk steadily the road of thorns. And I couldn't read that last part because it was too fast.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
What madness is happening in here? Who are you and who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel standing by.
Need a weapon.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
Lead me away from here.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
The Divine watches over us.
Oh, yeah.
Run, fools, or fall! Master, whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you? Throne preserve me, what is the meaning of this?
Conrad is a traitor. When we parted ways on the officer's deck, he stunned me somehow and brought me here.
What?
He intended to take revenge on Theodora for something, and trying to reach the warrant was somehow part of the plan.
Oh, holy God, Emperor! I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. And, Master, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
Voitvir openly admitted that he is mastermind behind the mutiny.
Saints' blood! Then it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way.
Oh, nice.
I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
Nice. Oh, nice. What? don't know how well this will work, a pistol and a freaking sword, but we'll give it a try. At least I can do multiple attacks now.
Sometimes you consult the appropriate treaties on Tactica Imperialis. That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
I heard one of Theodora's voxcasts.
Lady Theodora's. Which one? The last one I received was about the navigator's sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well and safely in charge of the ship's defense. In the meantime, we must do all we can to prevent the ship from veering off course.
How did you find me?
You sent me a Vox message. Specifically, a Voxcast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing?
I think the Warrant Sentinel may have sent that message. It appeared when I opened the chamber.
Warrant Sentinel? The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. But I did not see anything of the sort. The Warrant Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same?
For the Imperium and humanity, lead the way, Seneschal.
Come.
To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor! Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might, destroy those who have dared!
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
There you go. Wow, I have no freaking cover. No. Honestly, it's whatever. Let's see how that goes. Voice of command, right on Abelard.
Actions with your corrupt way has failed you. Death to non-believers! Out of my way! I took care of this one. Reduced to dust. guides me. Ah! Chaos guides me.
Just a minor setback.
Here you have it. Oh, I get attacked twice. Ah, of course I missed.
I will do my duty. Victory is imminent.
Hold up. Oop. Billion swords. Sure. Sure, we'll give that a try. Why not? You know what? I'll give him the pistol, actually. That makes more sense. First level up. Obviously, I'm playing as an officer, if you can tell. Oh my god. I think here I will for sure go for persuasion. Guessing the thumbs up is like what they're already getting the benefits from, if I had to guess. It's a hard choice between carouse and athletics. I think athletics, just because, yeah, it makes the most sense. Kisa's hair is freaking floating all over my microphone.